What do, everybody? Welcome to the Cash It Zone. We are back. And for this one, we got UFC Fight Night Vegas 110. We got an action packed card with 13 fights going down November 1st this Saturday. For our main event, we got ranked 12 Steve Garcia going against David Onama, ranked 13 in the featherweight division. And in our co-main event, we got ranked 6 Waldo Cortez Acosta against Ante Delija in the heavyweight division. Walter Cortez is a rank 6, and Ante Delija is a rank 9. Let's get it. I am here with my co-host, my partner, my brother, D. Will. What it do, D. Will?
Let's go, Drop Zone. D Will and Drop Zone. We at it again. We're back in the Apex, baby. Let's go. I'm ready to break down these fights with you once again, my brother.
Let's get it. How we feeling today, bro?
We're feeling good. Energy levels are high. Ready to bounce back from last week. Tricky card last week.
Very tricky.
So yeah, get this money, man. Let's
We
go.
still had a good card though. We got some good
Yeah, yeah,
predictions. Your
yeah.
your
Overall,
predictions were
yeah,
pretty
for
right.
sure,
You
for
got a
sure.
lot right.
Yeah, 100%. Those
Nice.
first two prelim fights, though, god damn, man. Phew,
Came
bad
out the
start.
card straight underdogs. Straight underdogs.
Everyone, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that
Yep.
Vegas was looking to kill our parlays early.
Early, bro. Early. They didn't want us to enjoy the start of that card at all.
They did not want us to cash, guys. They did not want us to cash. But
That's
let's
for
get
sure.
started. Let's get started
Let's go.
for our first fight. We have Talita Alencar versus Ariane Carnelossi. Now, in this fight, I'm going to go with Talita Alencar. I'm going to take her money line at minus 220. Alencar is a very impressive jiu-jitsu artist, has great ground game, has decent clinch work. That's going to put Carnelossi in a lot of trouble. Now, I understand that Carnelossi has a great physique. She has good power in her strikes. But let's be honest, man. She has terrible, terrible footwork. And as well, she has terrible takedown defense, which is right now in the UFC at 14%. Honestly,
Yeah.
terrible. The girl looks great, but let's be honest, the wrestling side is just not for her. I think this is Alencar all day. I think she's gonna put in the clinch work on her. She's gonna take this fight to the gate, then shoot for a takedown, and this fight will be mostly on the ground where she will do her best work. And as well, Carnelossi, when she went against Godinez, she got taken down 8 times, and when she fought Rodriguez, she was gonna lose that fight as well too, but she won due to a disqualification because I don't know why Rodriguez started to headbutt her, but whatever. It is what it is. Give me Alan Carr money line, and I'm taking her by decision. The odds for this line is not out yet for me, but I'm taking Alan Carr by decision this one. Let's get it. What you got, D. Will?
Great breakdown, Drop Zone. I'm right there with you. I also like Alan Carr in this spot. I just think she's going to be able to get the wrestling going. Simple as that. And especially being in the small cage. I could see Carnelossi potentially just using sheer strength and brute to stuff a couple early takedowns, but Alan Carr is relentless. She technically doesn't have the best takedown percentage, but it'll be enough here, I think, to get Carnelossi to the ground. And we've seen Carnelossi taken down pretty easily and controlled. So I think this should be Alan Carr by decision. I like it to be a similar outcome, like it that was against Vanessa Demopoulos, basically just controlling her for 3 rounds. The last time Carnelossi was sub was 2014. I think it was against Amanda Ribas in the regional scene. So I do like this one to go long. I think the sub is live, but yeah, give me Alan Carr by decision. I got it plus 105. Let's go.
Let's get it. On to the next fight. Let's go. I like the breakdown for that first fight. For this next
Let's
fight,
go.
we got Phil Rowe against Seokion Ko.
Um,
Did I get it right?
Siak Ko.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. This fight was very tricky for me because of the fact
Yeah, I'm
that
curious
Phil.
to hear your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, this one's very tricky, man. Phil Rowe is just a very inconsistent fighter, very wishy-washy. Um, I was leading Phil Rowe for a moment in this fight, but man, it's hard for me to take him against Cole, who had an amazing performance and I think surprised everybody in his win against Oban Elliott. I mean, he absolutely dominated Elliott in that fight. It wasn't even close. It was Cole in every single round, and I think nobody saw that coming, especially when Elliott was like a minus 400 favorite in that fight. Um, I got to give the range wise, obviously to Phil Rowe, but I think the clinching and the pressure from Cole will be too much for Rowe. I'm still kind of iffy about this. So you know what, man? I'm not going to put a bet on this one. I'm personally going to skip betting wise from this one, and I'm going to let you take the lead. What do you got for this one, bro?
All right, I got you, bro. Yeah, this was kind of tricky until I dug into the tape a little more and realized that I think the wrestling is going to be there for Ko. And when he closes the distance, man, his striking, he has that karate stance and he bounces in and out of the pocket really well. We have
Yes.
seen him clipped twice. His two losses, I think, are by knockout. Um, and we got to watch a guy like Phil Rowe with that length and that range. If he connects, he could put you down, but not really the best with his distance management. I think Ko is going to be able to get inside the pocket, land shots in close, and eventually get the fight down to the ground. And I don't really see a finish in this fight. If I do, I
Yeah,
like
me
it to come
too. I
later.
agree with that. Yeah.
I think Ko controls the fight on the ground for the most part. On the feet, maybe Rowe has some moments, but yeah, it's hard not to back Ko here after that performance, like you said, against Oban
Exactly.
Elliott. Bill Rowe can get taken down. We saw him almost basically he was losing that last fight against Angelusa before he Angelusa gassed out and Phil Rowe had that third
Yep.
round comeback to get the knockout. So
Yep.
yeah, give me Ko here. I like Ko by points at plus 175.
I like it. Let's get it. Thank you for taking the lead on
Yep.
that one. Because I'm not sure, like, hey, I'm not going to give out a bet, just force it. I'd rather have my co host
Yeah.
come through and help us out, especially when you're on lead or
Gotcha,
something.
bro.
So I'm going to tell your play on that one.
Let's go.
All right, for this next fight, we got at least at Ardelean versus Montserrat Ruiz. All right. There's no world or any reality where Ardelean should be a minus 330 favorite. I mean, this is freaking crazy. I mean, what is this? What is this? Amanda Nunez fighting Montserrat Ruiz? Like, no, okay? It's clear as day. Montserrat Ruiz is a I hate to say this, but she is a terrible fighter. She is horrible. Like I don't even know how she's not cut yet. I mean, this is definitely a to
Damn, bro,
the
the Montserrat fans ain't gonna like that one
oh
if she
man,
has
yeah, because
any.
I'm sure they're flooded everywhere, and they're gonna come at me in the
There's like three of
comments.
them.
Nah, man,
Real
she's
shit.
she's terrible on a 3-fight losing streak and has lost her last 3 fights by KO. I think she only has one win in the UFC, which was her debut. I could be wrong, but Ardelean is just going to put the forward pressure on Montserrat Ruiz. And when Montserrat Ruiz is on her back foot, that's when she gets caught and that's when she gets put in a lot of trouble. Oh man, I mean, this the bookmakers are basically telling you like, yo, this girl has no shot. And like I said, there's no world or reality where Ardelean should be a minus 330 favorite. I think it's clear as day. Give me Ardelean money line at minus 330. And I'm gonna go a step further because of the fact that Ardelean has finishes. She has like I think she has 3 to 4 KOs, 3 to 4 subs. So I think she gets her first finish in the UFC. Give me her inside the distance at plus 225. What you got, bro?
Nice. I like that. Yeah, you're 100% right about Ardeline being priced the way she is. But at the same time, dude, Montserrat is going to have nothing for her in this matchup, I don't think. She's going to try to get little like headlock trips in,
Yeah,
get
that
inside,
Ronda
take her
Rousey
down.
stuff ain't working.
Yeah, that shit is not going to work here. I think Arlene's got her covered literally everywhere, and I don't rate Arlene that high, but she's a dog, and she's not going to quit. She's going to keep coming forward. So if things
Agreed.
do get a little tricky, I like her to be the one that can come out on top, face a little bit of adversity if she has to. It is a WMMA fight, but I agree with you on the finish. I'm leaning a decision, a dominant decision, but I do like Alice Arlene to win in round three. Actually, I think she can get a round three finish. I
I
think
like
maybe
that.
a round three KO. But a little safer play is Arlene round three decision at minus 160. But yeah, this should be Arlene all day. She's got her covered everywhere.
Yeah, I think after this fight, Ruiz was probably gonna get the cut, and that'll be it.
Yeah, you're getting the scissors, bro.
Yes,
It's
sir.
over.
All right, on to the next fight. We are moving right now. Let's get it. For the next
Oh,
fight, we got a good women's bantamweight fight. We got Ketlin Vieira versus Norma Dumont. Now there's a good matchup. Dumont is a great technical fighter who is literally on a 5-fight win streak. But man, I think in this matchup, we gotta look at who has the better clinch work and who has the better wrestling. I gotta give it. I gotta give it to Ketlin Vieira here. I'm gonna go with my first underdog play of the day. I'm gonna take Ketlin Vieira. Her clinch work is still great. She could have been in 3 years ago. She could have been probably champion. She was looking great, and she's found the better competition. Norma Dumont is a prospect that has looked good in all her fights, but Ketlin Vieira is more of like that gatekeeper where I feel like she's gonna keep Norma Dumont out of like the top five rankings. Um, but yeah, I'm going to give Kevin Vieira the edge here with the clinch work and the wrestling. When she fought Kayla Harrison as well too, she stuffed 6 out of her 8 takedowns, which is very impressive. So Kevin Vieira still has some good grappling techniques, and I think she's going to give Dumont a lot of problems here. Give me Vieira money line at plus 150 and by decision at plus 200. What you got, bro?
All right, bro. I like that. This is where we're gonna be on the opposite sides for the first time of the night.
Let's
I'm
get it.
pretty heavy on Norma Dumont in this fight. When I'm watching tape, I like Norma Dumont to be able to stick and move on the outside. Ketlin Vieira, she relies a lot on her physicality and getting girls up against the cage, getting takedowns. I don't think that's gonna work here against Norma Dumont. Her boxing's super crisp. I think she could potentially even mix in takedowns of her own here. Um, I just everything that I'm seeing is just showing me that I think Norma's gonna get it done. So and I like her to do it in typical Norma Dumont fashion. She's gonna get a decision win here. I think it is gonna be close. Vieira is good. She has faced the harder competition. Losing to Kayla Harrison by decision is bad. Raquel Pennington, the time not terrible. Um, but yeah, I just like Dumont's striking better and her volume and her output on the feet. So as long as she keeps this fight on the feet, it should be Norma Dumont. She should be able to coast here, but we'll see. But yeah, give me Dumont by decision plus 105. Let's
Let's
go.
get it. Let's get it. I'm not mad at that at all. Because at the end of the day, that's the good thing about having a co-host. Because if you're not a fan of my pick, you take my co-host pick. You're not a fan of his pick, you take my pick. There's multiple
Sure.
ways to win money. Let's get it.
Go.
All right, on to the next fight. We got Dante Johnson versus D. Will's favorite fighter, Cedric Dumas. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. His favorite fighter is Chimaev, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right.
Not really tried,
Dante
man.
Johnson. What can I say about this guy? He was supposed to fight Nick Klein. Nick Klein withdrew from his fight, and now he's fighting Dumas. Dumas is taking this fight on short notice. And Dumas was just in a fight against Ruiz, who couldn't continue the fight because he got a nasty, brutal cup shot where it was to the point where they had to bring the stretcher outside the arena where he couldn't move, couldn't get up and walk. I mean, wasn't the best way to lead the arena and the best way to like show everybody like, hey, I'm a UFC fighter. But hey, it is what it is. Johnson's coming off a highlight reel TKO in the Dana White Contender Series. He will be the aggressor in this fight. But as well too, I think Dumas as well is not a big underdog in this fight. I'm going with Johnson money line 355, 100%. And I'm taking him KO minus 225 and I'm taking Johnson in round 1 plus 100. All I'm saying is that a hedge bet for Dumas at plus 600 is not a bad take. You got a guy who's coming into the UFC, who's making his debut and coming as a minus 300 against who is particularly a veteran. I'm going Dante Johnson all day, and I do think he finds the finish. But I'm just gonna say Johnson does need to worry about, he does have to worry about Dumas hitting with the leg kicks, and as well he has to be careful with his range. I think if Dumas keeps him at a distance, he could give Dante Johnson a little problems. But I do think Dante Johnson will end up finding the KO and get the win. All I'm saying is, hey, he needs to be careful about those few little things, and let's not count Cedric Dumas out too much in this fight. But the play is Dante Johnson money line by KO and in round 1 plus 100. All I'm saying is just take a hedge bet. Let's go. What do you got, D Will?
Yeah, I'm most certainly counting Cedricus Dumas out of this fight here. This should be Dante Johnson is going to fuck him up. Like Rodriguez Dumas does not like pressure, bro. We saw that against Olachechek. We see that in a lot of his fights. He quivers up. He doesn't like it. He backs up. And this dude, Dante
True.
Johnson, bro, he was just fighting a heavyweight in his contender series. He was like 209 pounds, technically heavyweight, but still like basically light heavyweight. And now
Yeah,
this fight is at 185 pounds, bro. And I was looking at his Instagram. My man's jacked. And he has the wrestling
he is a
upside
big
here
guy.
too. 6 wins, all 6 by knockout. Okay, Dumas has the experience, and you gotta worry about Dante Johnson's cardio if he's not able to get Cedric Dumas out of there for whatever reason.
Sure.
That would be a problem if he can't. But yeah, this has Dante Johnson round one KO written all over it for me. I like the under 1.5, even though it's juiced. I like a safer play, Dante Johnson to win in rounds 1 or 2. I don't think round 3 starts. But my official play would be Dante Johnson by knockout minus 175. I just think it's going to be too much for Dumas.
I agree.
There's
I
going to
agree.
be violence, for sure, in this one.
There's definitely going to be
And
violence.
also, I wanted to
Yeah.
note Dumas is definitely just looking for a bag, which you can't really blame him. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the dude, but like he's on Instagram selling his like clothes and shit like that for money right now. I'm not
Oh
even
wow.
kidding. So like, yeah. So, and you got to expect he's only probably expecting to get half of his check because I don't think he's winning this fight. So yeah, I feel for him, but you, I don't like anything I see on the Cedric Dumas side at all.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
I
Dante
totally understand.
Johnson's side.
Let's go. All right, bet. On to the next fight. We got Timmy Cuamba versus Chang Ho Lee. All right. In this fight, I like this matchup for Cuamba. I'm going Cuamba money line here at minus 120. Cuamba has very much improved against his loss against Lucas Almeida with an amazing performance in KO on Roberto Romero.
That was nice.
He's a great boxer, has solid power, and his past losses he struggled with throwing out volume. But ever since that win against Romero, you saw how fast he is. You saw how much of a good boxer he is. I just think he's going to start trusting more and putting out more volume, trust more in his striking, and I think he's going to end up finding the win. The thing with Chang Ho Lee is that he relies too much on his chin and his striking power, and he does lack a little bit of defense. I think Kawamba is going to find something, and land a lot of shots. He is also as well great with the leg kicks. And I think he's just going to overpower him with strikes and volume. Give me Kawamba money line at minus 120 and by decision at plus 200. What you got, bro?
Let's go. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm on the Chang Ho Lee side. I believe he's a dog, correct? Slight dog.
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
think he's like, it's almost pick'ems. Plus 100.
Okay.
Plus 100.
This would be my first official dog then on this card. The thing that separates it for me in this matchup is just the wrestling. And Kwamba can wrestle too if he wants, but I like Chang Ho Lee inside the pocket. I think he can get in the clinch. I think he can get the trips. I think he can get him down, and I like him to do good work on the ground. I'm not super confident in this pick. So while I'm breaking it down, saying all this and that, like Kwamba, he has fast hands too. Like he can throw a fast 1-2 down the pipe and put you down. And I was really impressed by his last win against Romero. And
Yes.
I think I actually had Romero in that fight, and he made quick work of that. Yeah, I like this to be a back and forth. I think both guys are going to have their moments. I think there's going to be potential for a finish almost at any given time in this fight. However, I think it's more of a back and forth and it does go long. I like Chang Ho Lee to just edge it out using the wrestling and just doing a little bit more than Kwamba. So give me Chang Ho Lee by decision. I like it at plus 165.
Okay. At least our props are matching up. We might be disagreeing on the
Yeah.
fighter picks, but our props are matching up at least. So let's go. We'll
Yeah, I
take
got a
that.
lot of decision props right now, which is
Scaring
uh,
you a little bit.
good, but yeah, it's
I
just how I
feel
see it.
I feel you. All right, on to the next fight. This is the last fight of the prelims. We got Billy Elekana versus Kevin Christian. Now, this fight was pretty tough for me. Very, very tough. I'm leaning the Elekana side. Just very tough fight to predict. Elekana went to the UFC fighting very tough opponents. He fought Guskov as his debut. Whew, that's pretty tough. And as well, he fought Aslan, who he got the win by decision in that fight, which is also a very tough fighter. I mean, he goes in there, he's ready to fight everybody. I gotta give respect to the guy, but we cannot count Christian out, who's literally on a 4 to 5 fight win streak right now, and made a very impressive performance in Dana White Contender Series to get the sub. Um, very good all around fighter. This was very tough for me to go on the to pick wise. I don't even know if this fight's going to go to decision. It's going to be inside the distance. It's pretty tough. Both guys are very durable, and both guys are both very well rounded. Can get the KOs and submissions. I'm going to keep it safe on this one. I'm going to go Elekana money line minus 200. Minus 250. But my safe play on this one is just going to take the under 2.5 at minus 200. Looking at more tape, I think we do see a finish in this fight. So give me that. So give me that play just to keep it safe, and as well maybe like a parlay leg or something like that. This fight is just too close for me. These fighters are very new to the UFC. So let's get it. What you got, bro?
All right, yeah, I'm on the same side as you. I like Elekana. It's a little bit easier for me to decide this one. I don't think Kevin Christian's all that great. Even in the Contender Series fight, when he had that submission, it's like he was on the ground and it just like kind of happened. It's like he was kind of even surprised that it happened. Like he got up and was like, "Holy shit! Like I just won!" Like what? It's like,
Yeah.
bro, like he's never been to decision. I don't think. Let me double
No,
check
he's
that
never
real
been
quick.
decision. Never been to decision.
Okay, never been a decision. And then, like you said, the good point about Elekana facing Guskov in his debut, that was on super short notice too. And
Yes,
if you remember that, he won the first round, bro. He had his back, like he had him controlled the entire round. He just gassed out, like he wasn't in the best shape. So
agreed.
can't really fault him for that in round two, getting submitted there. And then against Ibo Aslan, just was the more technical guy, just was doing more, even though that was the biggest snooze fest of a fight I've ever seen. Everyone was expecting violence there, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure, and we just got a boring ass decision. But we saw that Elekana on a full camp, he's got the cardio, he's technical, he's got pop in his shot. He just doesn't throw that much, which is my only issue with him. But here, I am kind of leaning violence. I think it happens in round two or three. Um, but I like Elekana, a safe bet for me. I like his money line. I like him KO or points at minus 165 too. I just think he's the better fighter. I
yeah.
really do. And I think there could be a chance once we hit round two for a finish. So yeah, give me Elekana, KO points. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, we are done with the prelims. It's time to move to the main card. Let's get it. For our first fight in the main card, we got Alan Nascimento versus Cody Durden. All right, you're not gonna like it.
Stop. No, I'm
Yep,
playing.
yep. This is my first long shot play of the day. Give me Durden money line at plus 215. Let's get it. In this
Ah,
matchup,
sweaty.
in this matchup, I'm going to give the edge to the experienced wrestler here. Don't get me wrong. Nascimento is a great fighter. He is 3-1 in the
Nah.
UFC. He has 14 subs by 14 wins by sub, and as well trains with Oliveira and has 12 first round finishes. I'm not taking anything away from Nascimento, but Durden is a dog and he gets a lot of wins coming in as an underdog. Now, the problem I see is the problem I see with Nascimento is his takedown defense. He doesn't have the best takedown defense, and that's right now at 31% in on the UFC stats. And Durden always goes for takedowns, always shoots. He hits at least 4 takedowns per every fight, which is pretty impressive. He always wants this fight to be on the ground. I think the wrestling pressure will be too much for Nascimento. And with all the chain wrestling, I think he's going to end up getting the win by decision this one. But we're not going to go prop wise on this one since the fact that he's already a big underdog at plus 215. So I'm gonna keep it safe on my underdog play and just going for his money line plus 215. What you got, bro?
Man, betting on Cody Durden in 2025 is crazy, bro.
He's due.
No, he is. All right, I like that. We see it differently here. I gotta rock with Nascimento. This is super short notice for Durden, and Durden isn't the same guy that I thought that he was in terms of being that dog and really pushing that pace and having that good cardio. It seems to me as of lately he's got one really good round of wrestling and then he just fades. Like
I agree.
um, I don't like it visually. Um, and against a guy like Nascimento, you're gonna need to be there for 3 rounds if you want to get the wrestling going. The problem is, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't do too much tape when I saw this got announced because I'm thinking I think Nascimento's just gonna be able to get him down and I think he's gonna sub him. I think it happens early too. I really do. I think he's gonna get the back and strangle him up. However, if he's not able to get him down, Durden could box him up. I do like Durden's boxing. I think he's got some good boxing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to wrestling, I think Nascimento's going to get him where he wants him, and being on the short notice, I just think it'll be a little bit too much. He's a super good grappler, great BJJ. I think he's gonna find the rear naked choke. So I don't have props out yet on my book, but I like Nascimento by submission specifically
Let's go.
early.
Not mad at that at all. Let's go on to the next fight. A lot of pick'ems in these fights in this main card, so this is going to be pretty tough. We got Charles Radtke versus Daniel Frunza.
Dang.
Another tough fight to predict. I believe in this fight we're going to see some Radtke wrestling finally. In this fight, I think he will be more cautious to get into a firefight with Fuenza, who is a solid striker with good pressure. Radtke can easily get the takedown for Fuenza. Fuenza does not have the best takedown defense. I've seen it very well in tapes. I think he can easily get. I think he can easily get the takedown. I think it'll happen in round one. And I think on the ground he's going to be able to control it, especially as the top game. I'm keeping it pretty simple on this one. I think Frunza, like I said, is a good, solid striker, puts good pressure, but Radtke's due as well. Give me Radtke money line at minus 155, and I'm going to take his decision prop at plus 300. But my favorite bet of this fight is going to be the over 1.5 at minus 145. I do think we see some rounds in this fight. What you got, bro?
All right. I like it. Yeah, I'm on. I believe he's the dog. I'm on Frunza here.
Oh, okay.
Radke said that he doesn't want to wrestle in this fight.
Oh,
He's
he
going to come out
did.
swinging. Yeah, he's going to come out
Damn.
swinging. However,
Threw my
like
shit
you
out the
said,
window.
he should wrestle. I think that's his best path to victory. Just against a guy that's as dangerous as Frunza. What I see kind of happening in this fight is I'm watching tape, but I think Radke can hurt him early. I think there's going to be violence in this fight for sure. I think Radke's going to hurt him, maybe stumbling, whatever, shoot for a takedown. Frunza survives, and then maybe Frunza cracks him, and then it's like a back and forth. Like, holy shit, like this could be a fight of the night for as long as it lasts type of fight. Just because I
Agree.
think there's going to be both guys are going to be coming forward swinging. Um, but I think Frunzi's gonna find that chin, bro. I think he's gonna put Radke out back to back times. We just saw him put out bad by Mike
That'll
Malott
be
in his
tough.
last fight. My favorite prop in this fight, though, is I like the fight to end by knockout from either guy at minus 130. I am pretty confident that someone's going to sleep by way of knockout in this fight at some point. But we'll see. Like you said, if Raki does come out and decide to wrestle, maybe a different story. But eventually, I think someone's getting served. So give me Frunza by knockout, safer play, Radke fight. Yeah, the fight just in general to end by knockout, minus 160 or minus
Well,
130. I'm sorry.
Well, that's good that you told me about that news because I did not know that. I did not know he said that he wasn't
Coming
going to
out swinging,
wrestle.
brother.
I mean, I think that's kind of stupid when you are a good wrestler and this fight. If you wrestle, you will win this fight. But hey, I mean, I guess he has something to prove that I don't know about. So we'll see.
He wants his get
I
back from
appreciate the
getting
info
knocked
though.
out, bro.
Huh?
He wants his get back from getting knocked out in his last one.
Yeah, I agree. No, I appreciate that info for sure because I did not know that. All
I
right,
got you.
bet. All right, on to the next one. We got another good fight between two prospects. We got Isaiah Dulgarian versus Yadir Delval. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. These are two very good prospects. I always get excited about seeing a Dulgarian fight. He is very exciting to watch. He's very light on his feet, great striker, and as well as always willing to take this fight to the ground. I just think he's an all-around fighter. What gives Dulgarian the edge for me here is the cardio. He has great stamina, great cardio, and that's something that Yadir lacks in his fights. He does slow down in the later rounds, and I think the stamina for sure is on Dulgarian's side. I think he's gonna make this fight be gritty. I think personally he's gonna wrestle. I think he's gonna take this fight to the ground and show off a lot of good jiu-jitsu moves and as well show some great wrestling and scrambles. Man, personally, me, I didn't even think he could get the finish. I really like this guy, Dogarian. Give me his money line at minus 235, and I'm taking his finish at plus 100, which is my favorite prop for him. But I like him to specifically get the sub at plus 350. What you got, bro?
I like that. Okay, yeah, I'm also on Dulgarian. And I agree with you 100%. I think the difference in this fight is going to be the wrestling. Both guys can wrestle and both guys can strike. I like Deval as a prospect, dude. He's nice. I like everything I've seen from him, undefeated so far. But this is a little bit too much of a step up and a test.
Yeah,
Dulgarian, he's a dog, and he's going to be there all 3 rounds. And once he gets on top of you, that's where it's like, man, he's like a blanket. So
yeah.
I just feel like eventually that's where the fight's gonna play out, and I like Dulgarian to just kind of grind this one out. I do think he's gonna hunt for a finish, but I actually like this fight to go long. Surprisingly, so you can give me Dulgarian money line and Dulgarian by decision at plus 300. That's what I like in this one.
Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm not mad at that at all. I was iffy about the finish, but man, I just have a feeling Dulgarian's going to give us a nice performance in this fight. I think he's really going to
I could see
stand
it.
out. All right, let's get it. We are on to the next fight. We
Let's
got
go.
Jeremiah Wells versus Themba Gorimbo. All right, man. This one has got me a little fucked up. Why the hell is Demba Gorimbo, sorry, only a minus 130 to Jeremiah Wells? I mean, this line is just very, very weird to me, especially just coming off a very, very brutal loss against Luke, where he was out cold by submission in the first round. I'm very surprised that these lines have it so low. I would think Demba Gorimbo was going to be at least an over minus 200 favor in this fight. I mean, Gorimbo has proved to be a great fighter and was on a good tear before he fought Luke. This fight is these lines are just very, very weird. I think the bookmakers are kind of giving us a trap line here. Um, I think this line is way too low. I think based off that, and as well with Jeremiah's wrestling, I think he can really get the takedown easily on Gorimbo. Gorimbo does have a little bit of decent takedown defense, but personally, me, I think people are going to get screwed here, and I think Wells just going to blanket him the entire fight. That's just a gut feeling I have. So, unfortunately, I know people are not going to be happy with this one, but give me Jeremiah Wells money line plus 120 and by decision at plus 450. I just think this line is insanely weird.
All right. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think Garimbo should be a little bit more of a favorite. I know he's trying to get redemption. He's had on the background of his phone the picture of him unconscious
He
versus
put that as
Luke
the background of his
Viscenti.
phone?
Yeah, he put it
Damn.
that like I guess the next day, and he said he looks at it every day. So I do like that. That means that like, he's going out there to go and get a win. What you're gonna need to do here, you got to be cautious against Jeremiah Wells. I don't like that he's up there, damn near 40 years old. Jeremiah Wells.
Hmm.
I think Garimbo is gonna actually be able to out wrestle Wells. I think he'll get him down and control him, and we might see kind of a boring fight here.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's going to be a boring fight, 1,000%.
Yeah, Wells does have a shot. He could flatline Garimbo. That's my only worry, to be honest. But I think Garimbo is going to be able to control him in the wrestling and grind out a decision. So give me Garimbo. I like him by decision plus 240.
Okay, bet. I'm not mad at that at all. I am taking a shot at this underdog play when Gorimbo should be the choice. Before I looked at the lines, I was looking at Gorimbo, like, yeah, I'm taking Gorimbo. But I was like, what is up with these lines? Like, it's just so weird to me.
Yeah,
So
it is a
weird.
little weird.
Very weird. All right, we are on to the co-main event. We got in the heavyweight bout. We got Waldo Cortez
Big boys.
Acosta versus Ante Delija. Whew, I'm a little bit excited for this fight just because of Delija. I think the UFC is literally catapulting this guy to the top. First fight is a ranked fight against Tybura. He's now in the top 10. he's
Leave
first
Pereira
fight.
out of this shit, man.
First fight he wins. He's now in the top 10 rankings. Everybody knows that the heavyweight division is in shambles right now. There's absolutely nothing going on. There's no prospects, but now we finally have one. We have our first prospect that's making a move, which is Delisha. Against his fight against Tybura, really surprised me. This heavyweight is fast. He is very, very quick and as well can land like 10 combos in like literally a few seconds. I like this guy. I don't know how this is really going to work in the heavyweight division because of the fact that Tom Aspinall already said that he would not fight Delisha even if he went to get a title shot because of the fact that he has so much respect for him and he's his training partner. So I don't know how that's going to work, but either way, I think Delisha as well is going to finally show off his grappling and his takedown accuracy, and I think he's going to put a lot of pressure on Cortez. Cortez is very good with the jab, good at keeping fighters at bay, but I think the pressure by Delija is going to be way too much for him. I think he's gonna find some great combos and as well find a takedown to get this fight on the ground. So personally, me man, I don't. I think in this one we don't see a finish, but I think I'm gonna take Delija money line at -140 and his decision prop at +375. I like this guy. Let's go.
All right, yeah, I like it, bro. This one I've been torn. Um, all week about this one. This is like the closest fight, in my opinion, to pick, or like the hardest fight to pick, just because I can see on both sides. Like, I'm gonna make this quick, but for Cortez Acosta, it's like, okay, he just fought Pavlovich, a killer, even though Pavlovich has not been fighting with that killer instinct lately.
No.
I'm like, if Pavlovich didn't put him out, it's hard for me to be like, okay, Delia's just gonna go knock him out. But however, like I just said, Pavlovich lacking that killer instinct, and Delia, the way he throws, like you said, bro, so fast. I was
Fast.
so shocked, like how fast. I mean, I was even watching
I
tape,
was
but
like
still, I
this.
didn't think
I was like,
he
oh
rode
damn,
that fast.
he's fast. He's
It
fast,
came
guy.
like over.
We
He
were
would
in the
have put
spaces. We
anyone
were
out,
in the
bro.
spaces, and I was like, yo, this
Anyone
guy's
that was in
fast.
front of him, he was putting out if that landed. Like it wasn't just Tybura. Like he would have put out anyone. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but then I'm like, okay, Delia in those spots that Pavlovich had Waldo Cortez Acosta, and he'd be able to take advantage using his speed right there at his power, and he does kind of. It seems like he has that killer instinct. So it's like, how's it gonna go? And then being in the small cage, is Waldo gonna be able to move around the outside as well and do his little jab, pick and move, 1-2, pick and move, avoid the big
Yeah.
shots, like. But ultimately, that is the side I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Waldo Cortez Acosta to get a bounce back win. I think everyone's super high on Delia after his last fight, and I actually think this, even though it's close to a pick 'em, the line's starting to move a little bit up more towards Delia's way. I think Waldo's at +100 now, and Delia's like -110, -120. But I think Acosta is gonna avoid the knockout, do what he does, stay on the outside, maybe stuff some takedowns. He could even work in a takedown or two, even though that's not really his thing. But I could see it happening here. And I just think after round one is when the fight's going to start to play out a little bit in more of Acosta's favor. I think he's got to escape round one. But after round one, my confidence in him skyrockets just because he's been there, done that. He's got the cardio. That's more of his fight style anyway. So
Mhm.
ultimately, I agree with you. I do like this fight actually to go longer. Um, so give me Waldo round three or decision +210. Let's go to the main event, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Great explanation on your Walter Cortez side. Let's get it. We are now in the main event. Don't sleep on this
Yes,
fight, guys.
sir.
A
Bang.
this fight will be a banger. We got Steve Garcia against David Onama. This fight,
Let's
1,000,000% is not going the distance. We can all agree on that one. I mean, the line
yes.
right now is at the 1.5. I think the over 1.5 is like -135, -140. So, yeah.
Damn, I got it 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Two and a
Um,
half. Right.
okay, maybe it is at 2.5. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Now, the books are saying, hey, take Steve Garcia by KO and call it a day. Me, I don't think like that. I bet against the books. Give me the underdog. Onama to get the win. I think Onama, to me, is the better technical fighter. I think he's going to use a lot of his grappling skills to take advantage of Steve Garcia in this fight. Garcia is good at his range and good at keeping opponents away from him. But I think Nama is going to close the distance here and find his one punch KO, or as well take this fight to the ground to get a submission. I like this guy, Onama. I think he is very good, even though Steve Garcia has been on an insane tear lately, just knocking out people left and right. But I think it ends here with David Onama. And I know that Steve Garcia is higher in the rankings than Onama, but I think he takes a spot. Give me Onama money line at +110, and I'm going to take his by finish at only +125 as the underdog. That's telling me something. Onama gets the win. Let's go. What you got, bro?
All right. Give me Steve Garcia. Fuck
Okay.
is you talking about? Let's go, baby. Big pop, 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 pop. This is going to be fireworks, folks. So, yeah, this fight isn't going the distance. I don't think it makes it past round three. There's not going to be a slow start to this fight. It's not how these guys fight, and especially Steve Garcia is not going to allow the fight to get like that because he's pressure forward, foot on the gas, throwing combinations. He's not super technical, but technical enough. Um, the problem I think Onama is going to have is I think Garcia is actually, even though Onama could do the same, I think Garcia is going to mix in some takedowns of his own. And I see him landing some vicious ground and pound and really taking advantage of his dominant positions on the ground and not just laying there like we saw against Kyle Nelson when he had him down up against the cage, landed a mean elbow, put him out cold. Like he's looking to put you out. He's not looking to play around with you on the ground. With that being said, though, the fight shouldn't be playing out on the ground too much here.
Right.
But if it doesn't end like that, I think someone is getting finished. They're gonna be in the middle throwing shots, and someone's getting served. And I think that someone's gonna be Onama. But ultimately, I do like violence in this spot. I like the fight to end by knockout. I think this is a banger of a fight. It's actually pretty slept on main event. When you see it,
Yes.
people are like, oh. But no, if you know ball, this is a banger here.
If you know
I
ball, I
wouldn't
like
be
that.
surprised if Onama pulled it off. I wouldn't be shocked. But I got to ride with the momentum of Steve Garcia, and he was the first to drop Calvin Kattar. Obviously, didn't finish him, but really impressed me, winning a dominant decision over a guy like that, who a lot of people thought Kattar was going to bounce back in this spot because of the level of competition that he faced
I
before
took
this.
Cater in
But
that fight, unfortunately. I
yeah,
did.
Steve Garcia is just that dude, bro. He's just putting people out, and he's going forward and just putting hands on people. So there's a world where Onama knocks him out. Garcia's been KO'd before, but yeah, I'll take the square bet here. I like Garcia by knockout, but I do like him to win by knockout in rounds 1, 2, or 3. So definitely expect some violence in this one. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys, that is our breakdown for UFC Fight Night Vegas 110. I think it's going to be a good card. Don't sleep on this. We put out some really good picks for you guys. All we care about is making you guys some money, giving you guys the knowledge you need to take advantage and win on the books. I appreciate everybody for joining and being part of our show. If you guys can, it would
Yes,
be
sir.
truly appreciated. Please like and subscribe this video. It would truly mean a lot to us. I think we're gonna make some money, right? Right, D Will?
Let's go. Absolutely. It's a good bounce back spot as far as betting goes. And like I said, on paper, a lot of people you might be looking at this card thinking, oh, this is a shitty fight night. A lot of the cards that you might think that end up looking like shit on paper,
Very
they turn
true.
out to be bangers. So expect fireworks. There's a lot of really good slept on matchups in this card. So I think it's a good bounce back spot overall. I think we're gonna get some good finishes in this fight, and most importantly, we're gonna make some money. So let's get this paper, man. Drop Zone. Appreciate you having me on with you, my brother. It's been a pleasure. And we back at it again next week. Let's go, man.
Appreciate you too, bro. All right, like I said, if you guys can, please like and subscribe this video. Let's get it. We will see you guys next week for the next event. And as well, we appreciate you once again for joining us. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Cash Zone. Let's get it. Peace out.